everyone, Ravinous here. Welcome to Final Fantasy XIV, patch 3.4 Soul Surrender. Now in this video, we are going to go to Containment Bay P1T6 to fight Sophia the Goddess. Now this quest starts in Mordone in the Rising Stones, and we are going to go through that little story bit first. I will leave a link up top so you can go straight to the fight, because I'm going to make sure we go through the story first, do the fight, and then show you the end story. So I'll set up the link so you can skip if you're not interested in the story. So let's get started. And I go. So first we talked hi, whatever, I can't pronounce you. You have a funny fantasy name. Alright. He has urgent news to share in current state of the Waring Triad. Now, in previous patch, we've already defeated Sephiroth, and he was the demon, I believe? Or was he the fiend? I forget. I think the book right there says so, but... Alright. That's not what we're facing today. Warrior of Light, if this world is to survive, we needs move forward with our plan. Another pillar of the Waring Triad must be toppled. The question of which has already been answered. Following our encounter with the Legatus, Archon Y'shtola detected erratic etheric waveforms emanating from the sector containing the icon Sophia, simply known as the Goddess in former times. Such readings could only mean one thing. She is close to waking. Let us return to Azizla forthwith and put an end to the primal deity, lest she rises again in all her terrible glory. See, when I'm on a roll for reading these things, they work. Anyway, let's head to Azizla. Alright, welcome to Azizla, and where our quest now continues. We appear to be the first to arrive. Shall we await our colleagues here? Well, yeah. Huh. Could the 6th Legion have returned? Ravinous. Ukulele high. We're under attack. Y'shtola and Urianger have engaged the foe not far away from here. Whoa. That's some glow. First Demiurge? Ha, rarely my shield is tested thus. 'Twould seem the Allagans have not been lax in their recruitment. Wait. Allagans? Second. Think you so? Mayhap your arm merely withered whilst you lay idle. Still your tongues, we have stalled them long enough. With scales in hand, the goddess shall arise, and righteously cast off her cursed power, that she, with wrathful Worm King at her side, might judge and thence bring balance unto all. Hear my words of despair, Allagans. Our goddess is awoken. Your civilization has burnt the instruments of its own undoing. We're not Allagan, though. Tis well that you're here, Ravinous. I should like to know what our assailants were saying. You understood their words, did you not? You didn't? Oh, right. I have Echo. I can understand that. 'Twas a Meridician dialect, if mine ears do not deceive, though one which beareth a scant resemblance to any spoken in recent times. As for our antagonist meeting, I do gladly defer those blessed with the echo. That's why I can understand them. The one with the shield seemed to think we were Allagans. He recited what sounded like a verse of prophecy, then claimed that their goddess is awoken. Is that about right, Ravinous? She has the echo, too. If you didn't know. You should know it if you're following this story, but if you haven't, and we haven't done this before, or not this, but previous stories, I'm rambling. What might we assume this deity of theirs is it, and might we assume that this deity's of starting that again? And might we assume that this deity of theirs is the very icon we've come to topple? Almost did it that time. Aye, from their tongue, their words, and their attire, 'tis like that our antagonists are Mericidian, thralls to the goddess Sophia and victims of the Allagans' incursions. If, as Cryle claimeth, they thought us of Alg, 'tis little wonder that they sought to bring us low. You suggest that Sophia's servants have been liberated from their containment? Then we have no choice but to accept their word of her awakening as true. Gods help us, the Waring Triad have proven formidable enough that we've roused them with a fraction of their true strength. Should Sophia break free at the peak of her powers, Ravinous and his friends won't stand a chance. Let's be about it then. Ravinous, Cryle, the three of us will make directly for Sophia's containment facility. Uriange and I will do what we can to occupy the Icon's thralls. I only know how to pronounce some of these because I've heard the voice acting say those names. Mrs. Cryle, do you perchance recall the words of the prophecy in its entirety? Let me see. I believe it was, with scales in hand, the goddess shall arise, and righteous cast off her cursed pall, that she, with wrathful Worm King at her side, might judge and thence bring balance unto all. I'm keying on the Worm King. Worm King at her side. Yeah. Alright, and with that, let's head on in. And here we go. She should have good music, at least in the main, the final phase, but...
I leave the goddess in your capable hands. Just watch out for her worshippers.
The unenlightened come.
Alright, looks like we're getting started right away. I'm going in completely blind, as is my way. These guys didn't even give me any clues in chat, so... we'll just have to see how this goes.
Water, be the bearer of my wisdom.
Oh, I did not see that.
Know you the full weight of death.
I have like 3 stacks of vulnerability. So I do not know what all to avoid.
To me, my faithful.
Guess we're going after Az now. Damn it. Alright, it looks like we're probably going to wipe, or unless we can get rid of this debuff through taking out this guy. I don't know. That's a zombification debuff.
Come forth, scales of revelation.
Alright, it's gone.
I would know the weight of your souls.
That is definitely a phase change.
Can you bring equilibrium?
Oh, the walls are gone.
Tip back the balance.
I do not know which way it's going. I mean, there's nobody explained anything to me. I'm afraid! Hey, my weakness is gone, though. I am actually very surprised I haven't died. I thought so many times I was going to die. Shit. Ow. Again.
Sin must be balanced with suffering.
I got that one this time. Either get close or far away. Alright, what now? Oh, balance. I saw the lines. 2 on the far side makes it bounce this way. I'm getting it! I'm getting it! I am learning.
Daughter, be the bearer of my wisdom.
Alright, where the hell is she? There she is. Yeah. I caught the audio cue. I remember the audio cue from last time. That dash? Yeah. Alright, I see two on the far side, so oh shit. Got it. Take out the ad. I think I need to focus on the boss.
Sin must be balanced with suffering.
I'm not sure what to do with those. Why are so many people dead? I do not know.
Daughter, be the bearer of my wisdom.
Can I pull it off? Believe in me, guys! Believe in me! Yes! I did not die. So there were a couple mechanics I still didn't get. The whole balance sin thing. Not sure if I was supposed to get close to somebody with light or what. But you know what? That is okay, because again, this is the guide. This is the a first look, so that way you get a feeling of how it is coming in completely blind, and go along with me as I discover how to fight these on my own. And I got two combinations. Yeah. I'll punch her in the face. Another on my checklist. Boss punched in face. I see the goddess is no more. Well done. Once Krell and Unilikely High have rejoined us, we may safely depart. One thing yet puzzles me, however. How did Sophia's servants come to wake from their slumber? I believe we have the answer to that. We discovered the remains of a Garlean soldier in an adjacent sector of the containment facility. 'Tis like that the fool ventured too close to Sophia during the Empire's previous incursion and was enthralled for his troubles. Another reminder, if any were needed, as to the incalculable threat posed by these beings. The goddess would not even have been conscious when she claimed the man's will. Yet his mistake granted her the means to release her servants, and would have resulted in her own liberation had we not been on hand to intervene. I do much wonder what the Icon's pawn was capable of, so if I try this again. I do much wonder that the Icon's pawn was capable of so effectively manipulating the facility's containment systems. How come he came by such rarefied knowledge? That too is easily explained. During our investigation, Crown discovered that a subtle flaw in one of the mechanisms which held the goddess in check, a flaw which had plainly been added intentionally. Upon examining the facility's records of this period, we were able to piece together the story. It was a time towards the end of the Third Astral Era when the peoples of Mericidia faced extinction at the hands of the Allegan Empire. Sophia, a being of incapable cunning, was said to have communicated certain plans to her servants through a medium of a trusted oracle. Following the oracle's instructions, they duly conspired with the rebel faction within the Alleg, who we believe agreed to tamper with the prison intended for Sophia. And then the goddess and her thralls chanced to be captured, though we suspect that this had always been their plan. Indeed, the prison was situated in the heart of the Alleg, and we think they intended to attack the city from within. They would merely have to wait for the rebels to exploit the weakness in their confines. But the conspirators' dealings with the Mericidians were exposed before they could enact their plot, and all were somewhat summarily executed. It seems that the flaw itself remained undiscovered, however, and might have remained so until the end of days had not been for the actions of the Archbishop and subsequently the Garlands. I cannot help but wonder what might have come to pass had their scheme been successful. Mayhap the answer lies in the prophecy. Kryl hath the right of it. Its words may be deciphered thus. The accursed Paul, speaking of Sophia's prison, from which she was supposed to emerge at the agreed hour. The Worm King, meanwhile, can be none other than the great Bahamut himself, then yet a prisoner, whom the goddess did intend to unleash upon the Alleg to set right the scales of justice. A foolhardy plan. Had it come to fruition, the two of them would surely have raised the realm. Not would have been spared the devastation the Mericidians' homeland incurred. Their home already stood on the brink of oblivion. Mayhap they wished for naught else but to purge the poison of Alleg with primal fire. The tale teaches us that the greatest of man's creations may yet be brought low by a single act of treachery. The Allegans were fools to place their trust in technological bondage. To shackle such beings is but to delay the inevitable. Not sought save total destruction shall free us from their menace. Let us return to the Rising Stones and there consider the final steps of this most needful task. Wow. That's a lot. The threat posed by this facility is far greater than you imagine, Oriange, and one not limited to the icons themselves. Sophia's remaining servants must be put down. Bleep boop warning. Deactivating stasis chamber support systems will result in subject termination. Enter identification code to continue. Let me guess, he has a code somehow. Yep. And all the servants. Bleep, identification code accepted, subjects terminated. So why do you have the code? And why was I watching you do it? Anyway, let us return to the Rising Stones. Alright, and we're back into the Rising Stones. Now we should be able to finish the quest. Is Autumn Miss Warrior of Light? Archon, you still had mentioned that there was a matter she wished to discuss. I would like a bit more answers, that'd be great. Well, Matt Ravinous, you'll forgive me if I seem curt, but I would but I would settle an account with our young friend. Yeah, I was hoping this was what we were going to talk about. While conducting a final sweep of Sophia's containment facility, we discovered that all her remaining thralls had perished in their stasis chambers. This was your doing? This was your doing? Aye, it was. I chose to act upon the knowledge revealed within the tombstone we recovered. The true purpose of the prison is far more horrifying than we first assumed. The Elegans were not simply observing the icons and siphoning away their energies. They were conducting experiments in preparation for a far more ambitious project. If you recall, both the Fiend and Goddess were imprisoned within massive spherical structures. These spheres were prototypes which paved the way for the successful construction of an artificial celestial body. You speak of Dalamonde. Aye, the icon's cages were unmistakably the same design as the Red Moon. To be plain, the research facility contains the seeds of 3 calamities which might feasibly be visited upon a chosen target. Eliminating one of them necessitated the destruction of the goddess's slumbering thralls, a distasteful task befitting of one such as the Warrior of Light. Thus did I resolve to perform the deed myself. You made your case, and 'tis apparent that we were not in full possession of the facts. Nevertheless, your notion of what may or may not be expected of Ravinous is presumptuous in the extreme. When the Warrior of Light chose to join the Scions, he did so in the knowledge that he would be required to face and destroy not only the Primals, but also their fanatical servants. That which you term a distasteful task is an essential part of our calling, a burden which every Scion is sworn to shoulder. I see. To seem I misjudged the depth of your resolve. No matter. Assuming I've made myself understood, we need not speak of it again. There is, however, one other subject which merits discussion. You determined that Sophia's thralls were awoken by a Garlean soldier who had somehow gained access to the containment area, did you not? If that is the case, it seems highly doubtful that the interloper wandered into such a dangerous part of the facility by chance. Dissidents within the Empire claim that the 6th Legion is rife with agents under order to thwart the Legatus' mission by any means necessary. Lest you imagine that we have allies in Garlemald, I should clarify that their motive is wholly uncharitable. Regula von Hydrus rose to the top of the Garlean military on merit alone, and is fiercely loyal to the Emperor for recognizing his efforts. His compeers, by contrast, rose through the favor of the established order and would accordingly do anything to see him fail. That they would be so reckless, you truly believe the actions of these agents contributed to the recent crisis? Aye, and that they pose no less a risk to the realm than those loyal to the Emperor. Plainly, we must needs continue to do our all to prevent the technologies of the Alling from falling in the hands of man. On that point, at least, we have been in complete agreement. Quest complete. Oh, there's a follow-up quest. Ah, yes, for the gift for me and probably unlocking. No, is it? That might be hard, bud. Ukulele High has a gift for you. I would like you to have this, Warrior of Light. I am standing too close to you. Is it an elegant tombstone similar to the one that we recovered after your victory over Sephiroth? The records contained within describe the goddess at the height of her power and will enable Azazel's reality augmentation technologies to generate an ideal simulacrum of Sophia against whom to test your skills. From what I've been able to determine, this formed part of a great trial intended to test Allied elite warriors. quite how it will compare to the challenge presented by the Fiend's Tombstone, I cannot say. I suppose there's only one way to be certain. Visit the verification note on Az's line. Witness firsthand what awaited the champions of Eld. And that unlocks Sophia Extreme. So there's really not much of the story here. It's just a simulation for the Extreme mode. So we will end it here. So thanks for joining me. Remember, like, subscribe, do all the things, and I'll catch you next time. Later.